Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 12/1/2023. So, the first issue, government is planning to pay 2600 crore incentive for banks to promote digital payments. See guys, the phone pay, GPay, Paytm and other things that we normally do transactions, they all come under our digital payments. And normally in the digital payments, now what is happening? Let me say I will send 7 rupees from my account to another account. So if I send 7 rupees, exact 7 rupees is reaching the other guy. In between, what all will happen? Now the 7 rupees from my GPay, which is linked to ICICI Bank, will go to another guy's phone pay, which is linked to HDFC. So money must be transferred from ICICI to HDFC, correct? So the money will go from ICICI Bank to HDFC. Someone else will do from HDFC to ICICI. So this transaction cost will be there. And maintenance of the digital payments, ICICI has to pay to the GPay and the Google Pay. What is the incentive for them? Like, they should charge some money, right? They can't do for free. Phone Pay has to charge some money. They can't do it for free. So to do this digital payments, you need some sort of convenience money. That is, as they are helping you out, you need to pay them a bit. Now, if you need to pay this money, now without charging on the transaction, if I charge 7 rupees and if it goes exactly 7 rupees, then I am not interested in doing the business because I'm not gaining anything from this. So many banks have said that digital payments are extremely risky because we can't maintain them for long without getting any money from it. It is at this point of time the government has told that we will give you some crores of money so that maintenance cost we will give you as subsidy for a while. So when more and more people start using this, then what is going to happen? Fortunately, at the end of the day, you will observe that, digital payments are accepted over a period of time. When people are completely used to it, even if charges are there, then it is easy for the government to do the transactions, right? So why is digital payments important? It makes online transactions, which will make it easy for the government to see from where to where money is actually moving. Vice President says court can't dilute Parliament's sovereignty. See guys, in polity, one of the basic thing that you would have studied is about basic structure. Now this basic structure was not there before this. Only after 1973 we got this concept of basic structure through Keshavananda Bharati case. Now we have executive, legislature and judiciary. Yes, each one has their own functions. Now if executive does anything, legislature or the parliament will try to keep a eye on them and see whether it is right or wrong. Even judiciary can look into it and check whether whatever executive is doing is right or wrong. For example, when we talk about demonetization issue, legislature can ask on what basis you did. Judiciary recently also checked and asked what is the reason for this. Similarly, if a legislature passes any bill or any act, and if it is against the constitution, then judiciary can interfere and ask, what is it? What is the problem associated with this? But if judiciary makes any mistake, no one can ask the judiciary. Again, you need to go back to the judiciary and again ask them what is happening, right? This is what we try to understand with respect to the basic structure, like how the functioning of the three takes place. So now Indian government passed an act called NJAC, where we were talking about judges appointment, and this was passed by both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha unanimously. Almost everyone voted for this. When everyone has voted for this, all these people are elected by the people. And when all the MPs are elected by the people, then Parliament is sovereign. And if Parliament does any amendment, and if Parliament does any amendment, then that amendment has to be accepted by the judiciary. The judiciary cannot say this is wrong and keep on removing it. Then what is the use of elected representatives? The elected representatives can simply, as the judiciary, you look into the issue rather than they holding the country, right? So they are being voted to ensure that they take decisions on behalf of the country. See guys, it is not about Congress, BJP. It is not about, which political party. No organization must be powerful beyond a point that it tries to take other political parties into consideration, right? That is, if legislature is superpower, judiciary and executive are not powerful, then it will be misused. Similarly, when, judiciary is more powerful, executive and legislature are not powerful, then there will be misuse. So we must be worried about both these aspects, whether it is judiciary, legislature, or executive, right? All the three must be equally balanced. Guys, division of powers is a very, very important issue, and questions can come with respect to this basic structure of the constitution and all. This is Vice President is talking about this with respect to NJAC. Metro accident, guys, yesterday's case, they are asking that Nagarjun Construction Company must be removed. The license of the company must be removed. That's what they are demanding for. Case filed against officials of the firm BMRCL. Three metro officials are suspended. After the life, guys, whatever happens is useless. This is what is happening in other areas as well. Yeah. So then the next issue that we have is an editorial, guys. Reducing preterm births and stillbirths. See, yes, we have a topic called as food and nutrition problem. And when we are talking about the food and nutrition, remember, In India, infant mortality rate is still high. And one of the main reason for this is no proper measures taken. So this article tries to talk about the facts that are present in the country, and it clearly explains two important aspects. One is about preterm births, guys. Preterm births. What is the meaning of preterm births? Preterm births means children who are born too early. That is, if they are born before 37 weeks of pregnancy, then they are called as preterm births. Globally, 1 in every 10 births is a preterm birth. But in India, every 6 to 7 birth is a preterm birth. Now, the second one is stillbirths. Stillbirths. That means a baby who dies any time after 22 weeks of pregnancy, but before or during the birth, is classified as a stillborn baby. Fine. Globally, 1.9 million stillbirths happen, guys, and India contributes a lot. In India, infant and child mortalities are extremely high, mainly because, there is no proper measures taken to reduce this. Now, what are all the measures that needs to be taken? Iron, folic acid, healthy diet, optimal nutrition, identification and management of the risk factors, right? Half of the stillbirths happen before the delivery due to antepartum causes, and remaining during delivery intrapartum causes. That is, guys, don't go into the technical aspects of each one, not required. But I just want you to know these two names, guys. Preterm births and stillbirths, right? So when we are talking about the preterm births, we are mostly talking about the children who are born before 37 weeks. I want you to note that fact. And then we are talking about the stillbirths. A baby who dies any time after 22 weeks of pregnancy, but before or during the birth. That means just before the birth, even if they die, they come under that. Guys, there is a very, very interesting case here, guys. Along with Joshimat, there are many issues that the newspaper is talking about. Guys, we have some coal fields like Jharia, Raniganj. These are all coal fields, guys, present in Jharkhand and West Bengal. Now, let me assume this is a land, and what happened? People went down and they did mining in this region. So, mining means what? There was loosening of the soil. And as there was loosening of the soil, this entire area got loosened. And if there are houses above, that will collapse. See, loose soil, this will collapse. Second, when we talk about the land like this, you see, now I may have some underground water. If I remove underground water, again there is possibility of subsidence. in Latur region of what you call as Maharashtra, due to removal, there was subsidence that led to huge issues. So when we look at such issues, we must be careful that subsidence is increasing day by day in the country. Right? You see the places Jharia, Burkunda, Kapasara, Raniganj, Talcher, Delhi, Kolkata, over extraction of groundwater, Mehsana for hydrocarbons, land in Chamba, Himachal Pradesh because of hydroelectric project. So these examples you should write that this is not the first time, but it is increasing in the world. Fine. I want you to note those names, guys. China's oil gambit in Taliban's Afghanistan. 6. This is a very interesting article which has written very well. You have something called as Central Asia. That is Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. Below that you have Afghanistan. Beside that you have China. Near this region you have Uyghur Muslims. Now, in Afghanistan on the northern side, you have a river called as Amu Sirdarya. Sirdarya passes through Afghanistan region. Now, near this part, there is some oil reserves. And China is planning to take these oil reserves. And China has an agreement with the Taliban to take this oil reserves. So China is going closer to Taliban. But why China is doing it? China is going closer to Pakistan and Pakistan is going closer to Taliban. So that Taliban can be closer to China. In China, one of the biggest issue is Uyghur Muslim issue. Uyghur Muslim issue. And when we look at these Uyghur Muslims, right, when we look at these Uyghur Muslims, these people or these groups are anti-China because, these people, they are anti-China mainly because, Chinese are killing them. That is one of the major problem that we see in this particular area. So, Uyghur Muslims may join Tehreek-e-Taliban or some other political party or some other terror groups and attack China. So people are arguing that China thinks it is smart by dealing with Taliban. But one should understand in Taliban you have two communities. One is good Taliban, another one is bad Taliban. Good Taliban who will support China, bad Taliban who is anti-Pakistan according to Pakistan. They keep on attacking Pakistan like Tehreek-e-Taliban. So Taliban is not uniform. So if China supports one, the other one may attack China. So China must be conscious in dealing with Afghanistan is what the article is trying to argue is. Guys, caste system and most importantly, social issues, we need to know something. Guys. Hinduism, when we say it is divided into caste, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, and then we have created our own Dalits. When we look at Muslims, when we look at Christians, when we look at Sikhs, there is no caste system, there is uniformity. But within Muslims, you have Ashrafs who are considered to be powerful, and you have Pasmanda who are considered to be poor. So, caste is present in Muslims also, Christians also, Sikhs also. Muslims, caste is the gift that Hindus have given to them. Within Muslims, everyone will not marry everyone else. They will marry only when they feel that they are rich enough. If they are not rich, they won't marry. So Pasmanda will not get a bride from Ashraf. Ashraf cannot marry Pasmanda, so there will be those issues. So now, what political parties did? Now, Bahujan Samajwad Party under Kanshiram and Mayawati, they made a policy of Dalits plus Muslims. So when Dalits and Muslims can come together, they can win elections. All Dalits voted to BSP, Muslims voted to BSP, so they came to power. Now SP came, Samajwadi Party came. It brought Yadavs plus Muslims. They united Yadavs and Muslims and went for power. When you look at, Karnataka, Gaudas plus Muslims will vote for JDS. Now Siddaramaiah, he talks about, Kurubas plus Muslims, and they will join JDS. Congress. So Muslim community was united for voting purpose, and they used to choose another group from the Hinduism and ensure they win the elections. Now what BJP did, BJP is successful in uniting Dalits with all other castes, especially in UP Bihar region, because of the government policies reaching out to the Dalits, constructing houses and all these aspects. Now Hinduism is united. Once Hinduism is united, it is very difficult to defeat them because 80% of the votes will go to Hindus. And when you try to unite Brahmins, Dalits, and all, it's very easy to win the elections. So BJP is winning elections mainly because of this formula. And now BJP is trying to play the same game that others used to play. What? You take Hindus along with you together, divide Muslims. Divide Muslims into two. Ashrafs and Pasmanda. Make them fight. Pasmanda will start supporting BJP. Now Hindus plus Pasmanda will vote to BJP, which will increase BJP's share to more than 50% in the country. And if any political party gets more than 50%, obviously they will form the government. So the same thing which other political parties did with Hinduism, BJP is doing with Islam, is what the article is talking about. Fine. So guys, after this, Ukraine war has left nations with rising debts. Guys, India is planning for a global South summit. India is having Shanghai Cooperation Organization. India is having G20 summit, and Harsh Shringla is the head of this coordinator, and he is saying that our main role is to ensure that there is some sort of substance. We will bring in outcomes rather than just focusing on some solutions. Just rather than talks, we will try to get some specific outcomes is what India is planning. See guys, Mizoram, Mizoram has border with Myanmar. Closer to the border, closer to the border, Chinese are constructing a road, guys. So Indian government had given money to border road organization to construct the road so that it will be parallel to Chinese one. This is Chinese, this is Indian. Unfortunately, this road project has not moved ahead even after government giving 66 crores, not even 1 meter construction has occurred it seems. So Mizoram is asking that give us the project back. The state government will construct as the central government is not capable of doing so. So that is the issue that we are looking at. And the Supreme Court has told that they won't look into Bhopal gas tragedy again because that would not be fair enough. See, guys, here I just want you to know one important aspect. That is, let's say Supreme Court will give judgment, guys. You didn't like it. You can ask for review petition. Again, Supreme Court will give the judgment. You did not like it. Then again you can question them. Curative petition. Now, when can you go for curative petition? I was not heard completely. I gave an argument, but I was not heard. Judges were biased. Only under these conditions I should go. But in the review petition itself, Government of India had accepted for settlement already. They told fine, we accept it. But once if you accept for a settlement, again if you go for curative petition, it is not correct. Is what they are talking about. So Supreme Court is not encouraging this case. Yeah. So center is trying to tell the state governments that de-radicalization efforts must be done in the prisons itself. So try to segregate the prisons. Within the prison, drug smugglers, terrorists, and all must be separated. And we should try to change their ideology so that it would benefit everyone. 21 opposition parties, Congress, many favor Joshimat, They are giving 1.5 lakh. RRR's Natu Natu gets Golden Globe Award as first Asian song. This may be asked in some exams, so it's important. See that once. Yeah, one of the most important thing is UK and Japan. After 1902, for the first time, UK and Japan are coming together and they are signing a defense agreement where Japanese troops can come to UK and UK troops can come to Japan. See, guys, Indo Pacific region, which includes South China Sea and East China Sea, is becoming extremely dangerous, and UK is now entering into the Indo Pacific region with the help of Japan, and its main ambition is to ensure that China is not growing big. So, this we need to control. So, guys, let's wait and watch on these issues. Fine. But yeah, these are all the important issues, guys. Thank you.